11, 1984. Chrysler Lebaron GTS Turbo. The name Lebaron usually brings to mind a comfortable, relaxed cruiser, but the Lebaron GTS Turbo quietly challenged that image. Its 2.2-liter turbocharged engine produced 146 horsepower, allowing the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7.9 seconds. But speed alone wasn't what earned it a place on this list. Inside, the Lebaron GTS featured a fully digital instrument cluster, delivering real-time vehicle data to the driver. For 1984, that was genuinely futuristic technology. The suspension was also carefully tuned to maintain comfort and stability, even with 4 passengers on board. With this car, Chrysler sent a clear message. The line between a family sedan and a sporty machine might not be as clear as people think. Number 10, 1987 Dodge Shadow Turbo. The Dodge Shadow entered the compact car market as a practical everyday vehicle, but in 1987, the turbocharged version gave it a completely different personality. Under the hood was a 2.2-liter intercooled turbo engine producing 146 horsepower and 170 pound-feet of torque. At first glance, the Shadow Turbo looked like a normal commuter car, but paired with a 5-speed manual transmission, it could reach 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7.8 seconds. What made this car truly interesting wasn't just its speed, it was its price. At the time, very few cars offered turbocharged performance at such an affordable cost. The Shadow Turbo became proof that Chrysler's small car platform strategy was working perfectly. Simple, practical, and much faster than it looked. Number 9, 1985 Merkur XR4TI. When Ford decided to bring the European Sierra XR4i to the North American market in 1985, they made one major change. Instead of the European engine, the XR4TI received the same 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder found in the Mustang SVO. With a different calibration, the engine produced 175 horsepower. Performance was solid, 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7.6 seconds, with a quarter-mile time around 15.5 seconds. With its distinctive twin rear spoilers and unusual shape, the XR4TI looked unlike anything else in American showrooms at the time. Its steering response and weight balance actually outperformed many domestic competitors. Unfortunately, poor dealer training and a relatively high price tag prevented the car from getting the attention it deserved. Simply put, the market just wasn't ready for it. Number 8, 1987 Dodge Daytona Turbo Z. By 1987, Chrysler's turbo program had finally reached maturity, and the Daytona Turbo Z proved it. Power came from a 2.2-liter Turbo 2 engine, producing 174 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque. Its wedge-shaped body design wasn't just about style. With a 0.34 drag coefficient, it helped the car stay stable at higher speeds, while also giving it a very distinctive look. Performance numbers were impressive for the class. 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 7.2 seconds, and a quarter mile in around 15.5 seconds. But what really made the Daytona Turbo Z special wasn't just straight-line speed. It was one of the few American cars of the era that felt balanced, predictable, and confident in corners. Driving it almost felt like it had been designed with track testing in mind. Number 7, 1986 Ford Mustang SVO. Ford's racing division, Special Vehicle Operations, completely flipped the traditional Mustang formula when they introduced the SVO in 1984. Instead of the usual V8, Ford chose a 2.3-liter turbocharged inline-4. By 1986, the engine was producing 200 horsepower and 240 pound-feet of torque, which made it one of the most advanced Mustangs of its time. Performance was impressive too. The SVO could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.8 seconds, a seriously strong number for a 4-cylinder car in the mid-1980s. But the SVO wasn't just about straight-line speed, it came packed with serious hardware. Brembo disc brakes, Koni adjustable shocks, and supportive Recaro sport seats all came standard. What really made the SVO special though wasn't just the equipment, it was the personality. This was a Mustang designed for drivers who wanted precision, balance, and confidence in every corner. Ford only built the SVO for 3 model years, and today it's a car that enthusiasts hunt for with real passion. Number 6, 1989 Shelby CSX. One of Carroll Shelby's final collaborations with Chrysler resulted in the 1989 Shelby CSX, a car built on the Dodge Shadow platform. Under the hood sat a 2.2-liter Turbo 4 engine with an intercooler, producing 175 horsepower. That was enough to push the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.7 seconds. seconds. From the outside though, you'd never guess what it could do. Shelby intentionally avoided flashy design elements, keeping the car visually understated. Each CSX came with a numbered plaque marking its individual place in the production run. Because production numbers were so limited, these Shelby-tuned Dodges have become highly sought after by collectors today. Quiet on the outside, but carefully engineered for serious performance. Number 5. 1987 Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. For most of its history, the Thunderbird name had been associated with large, comfortable cruisers, but the 1987 Turbo Coupe completely changed that reputation. This version used a 2.3-liter turbocharged engine, producing 190 horsepower, paired with a Borg-Warner T5 5-speed manual transmission. Performance was surprisingly strong, 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.5 seconds, and the quarter mile in roughly 15.0 seconds. The technology package was impressive for its time. Speed-sensitive power steering, 4-wheel disc brakes, and electronically adjustable shocks. Despite all of that, the Turbo Coupe version of the Thunderbird still doesn't get the recognition it deserves today. Number 4. 1986 Shelby GLH-S. The Dodge Omni GLH was already giving its rivals a hard time straight from the factory, but for Carroll Shelby, that wasn't enough. Shelby took 500 GLH models and sent them to his own facility in California, where each car was individually transformed into something much more serious. The GLH-S, under the hood, was a 2.2-liter turbo 2 engine producing 175 horsepower. That might not sound extreme on paper, but the car weighed only about 2,200 pounds. The result, 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.5 seconds and a quarter mile in roughly 14.8 seconds. Each car came with production documentation issued directly by Shelby Automobiles, making them feel more like limited edition performance machines than modified economy cars. Back then, only a small number of people truly understood what this car was capable of. The ones who did learned very quickly to pay attention at traffic lights. Number 3. 1989 Chrysler Conquest TSi. The Chrysler Conquest TSi was the sportiest result of the partnership between Chrysler and Mitsubishi. It shared its platform with the Japanese Mitsubishi Starion, but it was specially tuned for the American market. Power came from a 2.6-liter intercooled turbocharged engine, producing 188 horsepower and 245 pound-feet of torque. Unlike most turbo cars of the era, the Conquest was rear-wheel drive, giving it a true sports car feel. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.5 seconds and run the quarter mile in roughly 15.1 seconds. One of its most unusual features for the time was its factory carbon fiber hood, something extremely rare for a production car in the late 1980s. For drivers in America who wanted a rear-wheel drive turbo sports coupe, the Conquest TSi was one of the most direct answers the market offered. Number 2. 1987 Buick GNX. When Buick introduced the GNX in 1987, it had been quietly developed behind the scenes. But once it hit the market, it completely shocked the American automotive world. Engineers from ASC McLaren took the Grand National's 3.8-liter turbocharged V6 and pushed it even further. The official rating was 276 horsepower, but independent tests quickly revealed that the real output was significantly higher. Performance numbers were stunning for the time. The GNX could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 4.7 seconds and run the quarter mile in around 13.4 seconds, making it quicker than the Corvette produced that same year. Production was extremely limited, with only 547 units built. Honestly, I'd love to have one of these in my garage someday because I absolutely love this car. What do you think about the GNX? Let's talk about it in the comments. And interestingly, the GNX didn't offer any color options. Every single one came in black. That wasn't just a design decision, it was an attitude. The GNX didn't just meet expectations, it completely shattered them. Number 1. 1989 Pontiac Turbo Trans Am. To celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Firebird, Pontiac gave its engineering team a simple instruction: take the best engine available and put it in the best body. The result was the 3.8-liter intercooled turbocharged V6 from the Buick GNX, producing 250 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque. Performance was remarkable for the time. The Turbo Trans Am could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.6 seconds and complete the quarter mile in about 13.4 seconds, making it one of the quickest cars coming out of Detroit that year. Only 1,555 units were produced, and every single one came with a white exterior and Indy Pace car graphics as standard. As the 1980s came to a close, Pontiac ended the decade with a car that perfectly captured the era's performance spirit.